breaking news. Not breaking news because we're delayed. Okay.
Wait, emergency podcast. That's what we've got to do.
No. All right. So
alarms.
Hold on to your seats. Yeah,
I was going to say my peasant box wasn't as good as your collector box. So
bourgeois. Yeah. My 1%er box.
Yeah. I am quite excited to pick one up.
Do you know what? It was okay. It's okay. I think with collector boxes, like, it's just it's a 20. I know all booster packs are scratch cards, but it is the pure antithesis of like a antithesis. That's the wrong word. It is like the purest form of a £20 scratch card. It is like the highest highs, and the lowest lows, and it's just. But I honestly, I don't know. Like, I'm not enjoying play boosters.
Yeah, I haven't had. Well, saying that, I've had some bangers, but yeah.
I know. Set boosters were the way, like, in my opinion.
They were much better.
Yeah.
I still like getting a booster box because it like builds on my collection, and I've got all these cards from Dustmorn now, which I think are going to be pretty good. And next year there'll be a deck that comes out that needs 6 cards from the set, just out of nowhere. Yeah,
there's a lot of rooms. Like, I was opening up a lot of rooms, and I was just passing by. But there's some really interesting stuff which we'll get to in a minute, I guess.
Should we get into it then? Should we roll on into the intro? Hello, welcome to episode 15 of the Magic Castles podcast. I knew it because I read it on the show notes this time. I didn't have to guess.
Sick.
I am Tom, aka Overfiend. Hello. And this is Adam, GCB. Hello, Adam.
Hello. I'm trying to keep the energy up because it's 7:30 on a Wednesday.
Yeah,
so usually we're like buzzing because it's the weekend, and this is like midweek slump.
But really good job we delayed it. We'll get into it, but
yeah, I'm glad. I think it was the right call to delay the recording. Normally recording like a weekend. Yeah. And then I was busy, so we pushed it back.
Yep. I had a round weekend as well, so
yeah. And then on Monday we were like, I think we were just like we weren't feeling it, and then we
could sense. No, I'll tell you what it was. It was because our Dustmorn hadn't arrived.
Yes, our Dustmorn hadn't arrived yet. So we were like, well, it makes no sense to really talk about Dustmorn until we've got the product in our hands. And then yesterday we were on the Raw Room stream, which we'll get to in a little bit, and then so it kind of makes sense to record today. And then the fucking the world flipped over. And we'll get into that in a minute. I actually think I'm going to propose something uncouth. I think we not skip Upkeep, but I think we'll do the please like the channel and all that nonsense, and then I think we get straight into news.
Okay.
And then I think like the algorithm wants people to hang around for our spitting hot takes on recent developments. So
that is true.
So like Tom said, welcome to episode 15. Please like and subscribe. Hit all the buttons on your screen, but not the ones that close the. Did I say stream? Screen. Close the video or podcast.
Yeah, not that one.
Don't click that one, and don't click the ones that like I don't like this, or the one that says unsubscribe, or the one that says report these guys for hateful crimes. Don't do those.
Yeah, click all the others.
Thumbs up, the bell, and subscribe, please.
You can click multiple times as long as you do it an odd number of times.
And then leave a comment to tell me that you've done that. Thank you. Great.
Yeah, how many times have you clicked a button?
Yeah, that'd be really, really helpful.
That'd be great.
So, breaking news. Not breaking news because we're delayed. Okay.
Wait, emergency podcast. That's what we've got to do.
No. All right. So
alarms.
Hold on to your seats. Okay. Welcome to Energy Counters, Energy Drinks Podcast. We're in a podcast. Monster Energy released a new flavor. It's called.
He's gone off script. Yeah, this is at the end.
It's called Cosmic Peach. It's on the Nitro brand.
So I just want to hang on one sec. The Nitros.
Yes.
Are they like chart like is that like 10 times the amount of caffeine, or what's the deal?
No.
I've always been scared to have one, basically.
Okay, so the nitros, all the nitros are is they're carbonated with nitrous oxide. That's it. Right. So they're like smoother.
Okay. Oh, it's like a nitro coffee, like a Nos coffee.
Yeah, basically. Okay. So it's I would say it's effectively like the OG energy syrup, but it's just less carb. I don't know if it's less carbonated, but it has like a very smooth, disgusting words for this podcast, smooth mouthfeel. See,
I thought it was that they just put more caffeine and it was like a nitrous, like you were you were like Fast and the Furious hitting the NOS button.
I would buy if there was like a monster like 4X, I would 100% buy it. But no, it is, so it's effectively just, because I've had the original nitro before, and it's just like a smoother drink. It's quite nice. It's like, and
peach. I love me a peach drink.
Yeah, so if you like the Peachy Keen Ultra, it's like that, but less carbonated.
I can't drink
not have Peachy Keen.
I can't drink diet ones because of my digestion.
Yeah, okay. Well, then you can drink this. I've had 12 of these. I bought a crate.
Wait, you've had 12 of them?
Yes, not today.
Okay.
I'm a sick freak, and I buy my Monster in bulk. And then whenever I go on to Coca-Cola Direct or whatever it's called, and then like new flavor, it's like Christmas Day for me, and I'll buy a crate. So that's my 12 can. I had it whilst I was working out, which was probably a mistake because now I'll be buzzing until about 11 o'clock. But yeah, how much sugar is in these things? I should know. There's 53 grams of sugar in a can. That's quite a lot. That's 60% of my sugar for the day.
Okay. So you can have 40% more sugar today.
Yeah.
Tonight.
Back when I was working in retail, my weakness was the Blueberry Rockstar. I used to have 3 cans of that a day. And I wasn't worried about the sugar. What I was worried about was the fact it was like 11% of my salt in 1 can. And I was drinking 30% of my salt a day. But yeah,
pretty wild.
Yeah, but this is great. Give it to your kids.
While we're in energy counters, there's some new Sneak coming out that I want to grab. The Terminator ones. Have you seen that?
I have.
What
flavors are they?
I don't know, but I just love the branding's sick, and that's what gets me. So
yeah, I got the Halloween ones. The Sneak, I go like back and like the powdered energy drinks, I go back and forth. But I need that, like I need the carbonation. I've realized like that's just part of the energy drink experience for me. And if I don't get that, I'm not happy. I'm not having an energy drink. This is a Arizona tall boy.
You are a bougie boy, aren't you?
I am. I went to the farm again for the 3rd time in like 3.5 weeks. Went to the farm centre. They have iced teas, so I bought one.
Wow.
Yep.
So are we looping back around to Upkeep now, or?
No, I think we now go to the other discourse.
Oh, we could. Okay.
Or the other.
So are we doing the notes backwards then? Is that?
And basically, yeah, apart from should we just go to Sicko Hall of Fame and then wrap the podcast up?
Yeah.
No, we'll go. That sounds nice. I'm going to play Overwatch. No, I think we can talk about the big one, and then we'll go to Upkeep, and then we'll continue as normal. So it'll be a weird episode. We'll focus on some news. We're going to play the algorithm game. We'll probably focus on that for a little bit because it's the first time, the format that we both play has kind of had a major shake-up, like 3 years. When was the last ban?
I don't think I was playing when there was a ban.
Was it
I've been playing
Golos?
2 years. Yeah, I think it was Golos.
Yeah, which was yeah, that was like 3 years ago, nearly.
Yeah, I started again in Kamigawa. So
okay. So I think it's pretty important to talk about.
Yeah.
So I'm going to share my screen. Apologize for the delay again. Like I said,
just so everyone knows, we're now in the news. We're in the news phase.
Yeah, with. Is there a card that skips Upkeep? I don't think there is, right? So I'm just trying not to dox myself. Okay, cool. Great audio. Ugh. Right, cool. As you can tell, we were looking at it a minute ago. Right, so on September 23rd, which is 2 days ago, time of recording is the 25th of September, there was a BNR announcement. Well, no, yeah, BNR announcement for Commander. And this kind of dropped out of nowhere. Like, there wasn't a hint that one of these was coming. And it took us a bit by surprise. So, and I think this is the first time in a while, I don't know if they did this last time, where they put the BNR announcement on the mothership. Because this is a reproduction of the RC article on the RC website. I would have to correct me if I'm wrong. This is where Tom will edit in. Adam was wrong.
I'll edit.
Now. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure when the last ban happened, it wasn't a mothership, but it's usually been contained to mtgcommander.net. But anyway, this article dropped pretty much out of the blue, no kind of warning that this was going to happen. So the 4 cards that are banned now in Commander are Dockside Extortionist, Jeweled Lotus, Mana Crypt, and Nadu Winged Wisdom. And then there's a bunch of stuff on the Silver Border project, which I'm sure you, Tom, are happy about.
Yes.
I just couldn't care less. So, yeah, these are 4 pretty... I say 4 pretty major cards. I think it's 3 pretty major cards in Nadu, right? Like, I think there are... You know, when Commander players hear the word Dockside Extortionist, Jeweled Lotus, and Mana Crypt, I think that elicits quite an emotional response. Nadu, I think, just we all saw this coming. I don't know if you've ever played against Nadu in Commander. I haven't. I don't think.
No, I haven't either.
The content that I've seen when Nadu is being played, it's miserable. But it is what you think it is.
Yeah, I've seen footage of it.
Yeah,
it doesn't look fun.
Not the best. So, there is before we get started, on 28th and 29th, there is a stream raising money in memory of Sheldon, which is really, really nice. Go watch that if possible. I think it's on the Commander RC Twitch channel. Cool. Awesome. Effectively, these bans have been put in place because they want to slow down the format. And the 3 kind of biggest things, not the 3 biggest things, 3 cards having the most impact at a price point that is inaccessible for most players are Mana Crypt, Jewel Lotus, and Dockside.
I think the main thing is that it's in a casual setting with 4 complete strangers.
Yes.
If one person sits down with these, they're going to way out accelerate everybody else.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think, Nadu being the outlier, but yeah, I think the other point, which was something that I've spoken about before, which is we're Magic Cons being bigger than ever, and CommandFest popping up all the time, and more in person, Commander being played. Due to I think we're just back to effectively normal times, even though we're not
so back.
Yeah, we're so back, boys. Be safe. The opportunity for feels bad moments at events, which is ultimately, where Commander as a format flourishes. I think the opportunity for feels bad, which is this is a 7, and you've got a Jewel Lotus on turn 1, and you're casting your Commander on turn 1 or turn 2. I think it's just really, really high. So I think what this does is smooths over Rule 0 conversations, right? Which is now it's really hard to disguise incredibly fast mana.
Yeah.
So that's fine. It's interesting. I think there could have been a bit of warning around this. Mana Crypt before the banning was €110. It's now like 50. So Mana Crypt will still see play in Eternal formats where it's legal. Jeweled Lotus is just nuked to the fucking earth. Basically unplayable in any format where it matters. And then Dockside, I don't think sees any play outside of Commander. Could be wrong. I'm not totally sure. So it is interesting that, Jewel Lotus and Dockside especially, which are Commander printed cards, and Nadu, which was printed for Commander in Modern Horizons. These cards are just are gone and nuked off the world. So interesting. Jeweled Lotus, Mana Crypt, Dockside, all gone. All very playable in CEDH. So I feel for those guys who had invested money into getting these cards for tournaments and events like that. But unfortunately, my take on it, and it might be quite cold, is bannings happen, and you having money invested in stuff like Magic is incredibly fickle anyway. So the people I feel for the most are CDH players, are people who have traded up to get these cards, and stores who have invested in these because their local player base wants these cards. The people I don't give a fuck about are MTG finance bros. The people who are sitting on fuck those. The people who are sitting on like 100 Mana Crypts so they could flip them as soon as they go up $10. Like, eat my whole ass. I don't care. Like,
that's
like
a clip.
Cry me a fucking river. Like, could not give a shit. Like, but the people who have, traded away a binder to get a Mana Crypt and a Jeweled Lotus so they can play CDH at local game shop with their friends at a tournament where, maybe proxies aren't allowed. Hey, tournament organizers, allow proxies.
I think most CDH places are cool with it. But I
think they are getting to that point now where they are, because their format is so dependent on as many people getting into it as possible.
Yeah.
But so I'm not too shocked. I'm not shocked by Dockside. I'm not shocked by Nadu. I'm a bit shocked by Jeweled Lotus because it's currently in packs. And Mana Crypt I can take or leave. The thing about Mana Crypt for me was no one was complaining about it.
Yeah.
Right? Like Dockside people complain about. Yeah, Jewel Lotus.
I'm kind of shocked that they just came out and just fully banned Nadu. Like, it's just... I mean, as a commander, it's miserable, but I can't see it being that bad in the 99. But
they don't do ban as a commander anymore.
Yeah.
That's the thing, right? It's just they are banned. So I think if they still did the ban as commander list, I think Nadu would be banned as a commander.
Oh, yeah.
But if it was in the 99, I think there are more hoops you have to jump through to get it. My favorite thing about Nadu being bad is it was printed in Modern Horizons 3 as something else. And then someone at Wizards on the commander panel or what have you, on the commander team went, this isn't fun enough for commander. So they accidentally made an incredibly broken card for commander. It ruined an entire summer of professional play in formats that it was not meant for, and then got banned in the format that it was meant for. Less than shit. Like, I mean, Pro Tour Modern Horizon 3 was MagicCon, right? It was June.
Yep.
Like, so less than 4 months.
That's some kind of record, surely.
Like, it lasted 2 sets, right? It lasted Bloom Burrow, and then it was banned before Duskmourn's technically legal.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that is just such a fumble, and I think part of me feels like it was done as a message to WotC, being like, you need to slow down on your prints, like, this is made for commander, and basically saying we will ban Jeweled Lotus and Nadu is like, it's not spiteful, but it's like, I would be shocked if some of the thinking there wasn't sending a message to WotC, like, play development, basically saying like, these cards aren't healthy for our format, and you are, just trying to chase pack sales by putting, Jewel Lotus, which is a money card, in Commander Masters sets, or Mana Crypt being the money card and Mystery Booster one, and the Ixalan special guest thing, Neon Ink thing.
Yeah, that was very odd.
Yeah, so I wonder if that's like, some of it is like message sending, signal waving, and then some of it is like actually Dockside gets you into weird loops. Jeweled Lotus just means you got your commander out on turn one, and all this kind of stuff. Yeah. What are your thoughts?
It doesn't bother me. I didn't have any of these cards. I don't play CDH. I feel for people who lost money, but at the end of the day, I'm fine. It does not bother me one bit.
Yeah. Yeah,
I told you this. I don't think I've ever sat across somebody who's played a Dockside and I've enjoyed the game. It's just been miserable.
Yeah, I think the problem with cards like Dockside is, I wonder if Dockside just said target player. Yeah. But then the problem with Dockside is the loops, right? It's not how much it's getting. It's usually that it's in disgusting loops. Yeah, I don't know.
I reckon in Foundations we're going to get a fixed Dockside. Like they can be tapped or something, or only happens once per turn. Does that in Foundations? There's a fixed Cauldron Familiar that can only come back 9 times. So what if it's Dockside, but it can only come back?
What if it's Dockside, but it checks how many artifacts that you have?
Yeah.
So you make treasures up to the number of artifacts on the table. Like that's way more interesting personally, because you're like, okay, it's now a catch-up card, and it could be white, right? It probably will be white. It'll probably be like white-red. But like being able to go, oh, the table has 12 artifacts, enchantments. I have 6. I make 6 treasures. Yeah, and you can't loop it. I mean, you could loop it because you could sack your treasures, but at least it puts like a throttle on it at some point. Yeah. Also, people are like fucking wilding out in reaction to this news. Don't dox people. Don't be a piece of shit. Go touch grass.
Yes, so many people need to touch grass. It's so annoying.
Don't harass people. None of this shit matters.
It's just cardboard at the end of the day. Yeah. Just chill.
Was it Kim? People are dying. Like, chill the fuck out.
If your deck can't work without a Dockside, you need to look at your deck, really.
I mean, but like, if your reaction in life is these 3 cards are banned.
I love how no one's talking about Nadu. It makes me laugh so much. Have you seen that meme of it's the woman carrying the baby and there's the kid behind crying, and it's the 3 and Nadu's crying behind him.
Yeah, no one cares about Nadu.
Sorry, as you were.
But like, if you're like, oh, my CEDH deck doesn't, or whatever deck doesn't work now because these 3 cards taken out of it, you're right. Look at your deck building, and also like, that's not a normal reaction to have, like to be so viscerally angry, that you're like shouting at content creators, or like you're, downvoting their content that has nothing to do with this. Like, it's just fucking wild and touch grass. Anyway.
Also, there was some talk about Sol-Ring.
Yeah. Do you want to read?
After, I think this is a direct response to our last episode.
I'm sure every member of the RC watched our video.
They sat down in RC headquarters and they projected it onto the wall, and they all listened along, and they had cards ready to turn around. I just knocked my drink over. Right, so what they've said, we should also talk about the elephant in the room. We're not banning Sol-Ring and have no desire to. Yes, based on the criteria we've talked about here, it would be banned. Sol-Ring is an iconic card in the format, and it's sufficiently tied to the identity of the format that it defies the laws of physics in a way that no other card does. Banning Sol-Ring would be fundamentally changing the identity of the format. We aren't trying to eliminate all explosive starts. It happening every once in a while is exciting, and removing the other 3 cards geometrically reduces the number of hands capable of sustaining... what's that? Substantial above curve mana generation in the first few turns. And I see you pondering this, but I kind of agree with that. I still think if somebody plays a Sol-Ring, they're the target. Everyone teams up on them. It's not that bad.
Isn't it like you're like 90% to win if you Soul Ring on turn 1 and you're the only person to Soul Ring on turn 1.
People need to hit the Soul Ring more.
Yeah. I agree
team
with
up on the
that.
Soul Ring player.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I don't know. I feel like the argument of it's all the precons, then just say if you're playing a precon list, like that is 1-for-1, you get to play Soul Ring. Like if your precon list is completely unchanged, you know, maybe you get to play Soul Ring. Also, yeah, I feel like it's contradicting a little bit, because if you're trying, I mean, the difference between 1 mana and 0 mana is huge, and I get that. Being able to like go land, mana crypt, tap the mana crypt, play Soul Ring, and then you have 4 mana.
Yeah,
is disgusting. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I do like that. Go on.
I have come around after last episode, and I do think we would be better off without it. But basically, because I'd get another card in my deck, which you often say it's, you know, it's a free card. It's an extra card we can have. But yeah. I think the fact that it's so readily available is what makes it a non-issue. If Soul Ring was rare, and not it's like everyone can potentially have it, which is why I don't think it's a problem. I agree we'd be better off without it, but then I think at the same time you want to get rid of Arcane Signet, you want to get rid of, you know.
I don't mind Arcane Signet as much, because Arcane Signet I feel like smooths over decks. Like decks playing more than 2 color. I think Arcane Signet has a purpose, and it being 2, you know, means it's not as explosive. I think it just, Arcane Signet to me does more to I'm gonna stop sharing my screen because I need to. Arcane Signet to me does more to keep games. Like if you're playing free color and you hit a Signet, you're usually like, okay, cool, I don't have to worry too much about, you know, trying to make this work. Now that might be actually a failure. Like, you know, some people say mana now is too good. Like effectively it is very easy to play 4 colors. Whereas I think when I first started playing, even 3 colors was like not difficult, but you would get in situations where you're like, oh, I really need, you know, my 3rd color and I'm struggling here. How do I get that? You play green. That's how you do it. So yeah, I can see that statement of like why they're not doing 2. Being like it's the face of the format is a bit like it's not scary. It just means like you're effectively saying, hey, this card will never be banned. And that kind of gives, you know, a free pass to do. I don't mind. No, like special editions and stuff's fine. Yeah, I think it's fine. I'm talking myself out of it.
It's too ingrained in the format.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's as big an issue as people make it out to be, but
I don't think it's a big issue. I just think it would be I think the format would be better without it.
No, I agree. If it had never been made, I think, yeah.
Like, because then you can just play like, you know, a 1 mana like enchant land or something, you know, abundant growth or something like to that effect, which I think is more interesting and has more play than just jamming Soul Ring into every deck you have, which is like I do it, like I have to, right? Because everyone else is doing it. I think that's the problem we're in is most decks, if you're not playing a Soul Ring, which you can do if you want to make a statement about it, I just think are fundamentally worse off, because Soul Ring a lot of times is the best card in your hand.
Yeah.
If it's the first, you know, 10 cards that you draw.
Going back to what I said last episode, I like all these fun rocks that we're getting. Twitching Doll. I love that so much. It's so good.
Yeah.
I'd be happy with more of those. Just
I think it's like we're getting to the point though, right, where those rocks should be replacing Soul Ring. Like, and maybe, you know, there is something that can be done to stop it, but it is what it is. Also, big fan of, so yeah, we put out the last episode, the agree or disagree, and then our big one was Soul Ring should be banned. And then a lot of the comments we got were like, Well, if you ban Sorry, you got to ban all the other fast mana, and then look what you fucking did. That's on you. That's your fault. I didn't do that. I'm not a member of the fucking RC. Yeah, so bans. I think bans are good. I think like bans mix things up.
Yeah.
I've already seen like the fucking like, you know, it's over, we're back, it's over. The CDH crowd already like, oh, actually, the format's fine and more interesting now because
I love that. Yesterday it was all doom and gloom, and today I'm seeing people like, oh yeah, it's really good. I like it. It's like,
this is cool. Yeah, really fucking weird.
But that's what would happen if Soaring was banned as well. Everybody would moan that. And then we'd put another card in and be like, oh, this is really good.
I also think like you're not going to have that visceral response because everyone has them and they're all €1 or £1 each, right?
Yeah.
And I think we would, I think it'd be like initial gut reaction. And I think also some people just want to be fucking angry for the sake of being angry and hate on things for the sake of, they want to be negative just because that's their core fucking personality trait.
I'm just checking how many Soul Rings I've got.
I think I have about 65 to 70.
I have 72 at least.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I counted, so this is all the pre-cons with the thick cards that I have. This is like 51. And then there's the 4 Outlaws, and then the 4 Duskmourn I haven't opened up yet, which have the 4 arched foils, and then have the Secret Lairs as well. I think I count about 70. I would say like mid 60s, low 70s.
That isn't counting a lot of precons as well that I haven't logged in my collection. Yeah, so I've probably got about 100, I reckon.
But legitimately, if you went, by the way, Soul Rings banned, I'd be like, okay, I need to find 30 cards, or plus 30 something. I think I'm running 32 decks at the moment. 32 cards like that fit into that. That'd be fun.
I'd love that.
Cool.
That'd be so good. I have a proxy Darkside in my Kibo deck, and I had such a great time finding something to replace it.
I've got Mana Crypt and Mirror that I need to take out. That's it. So yeah, I think it's fine. I think it'd be cool. I don't think I've ever sat across a room from a Jeweled Lotus. I don't think I've ever had a Jeweled Lotus played against me. I've had Mana Crypt played against me, but I don't think I've ever had a Jeweled Lotus played against me.
I think I had a Lotus one time. But it was an expensive commander. And they got it out on turn 3, I think, so it was like...
I have to check Adam the Gathering's Kenrith list.
That might have been it.
I think if he's played... He might play Jeweled Lotus in that. I don't know. Adam, reply in the comments if you played Jeweled Lotus. I think he did, because I think he put out a statement like he put out basically saying like Kenrith is like his Kenrith deck is like fucked because his Kenrith deck actually wins by just looping Darkside. Yeah. And you can't do that anymore. Also, you can play your banned cards. Just rule 0 them.
Yeah. I think that's the one thing. It's easier to rule 0 a banned card in than rule 0, than having the initiative to be like, oh, are you playing Darkside? Can you not? You know? Yeah.
Yeah. You'd be like, by the way, I'm playing this. And you'd be like, okay, fine.
Complete strangers, it's a lot nicer. It's a lot more socially acceptable, you know, than saying, oh, take that card out your deck. Than saying, do you mind if I play this card? It's a lot nicer on a... the first time you meet somebody basis. Like, it's just, I love that part. That, I love that for it because it makes playing against randos and conventions and game stores a lot nicer. Yeah, legitimately, like, people have asked, like, hey, I'm playlist. And I'm like, yeah, that's fine. It's all good. The only thing, again, like I said, I think I've said it on the podcast before, I will never accept Loot Tree as a companion ever. Just because that's a heinous war crime. I shouldn't say that because there's actually war crimes happening right now in the world. It's a hate crime. Are you going to accept my Rusko deck when I make it? Yes. Cool, because it's amazing. Yeah. Anything that is in those mystery boosters too, like, it's fine. Like, yeah, cool. Why not? We're not playing tournament fucking Magic. I don't care. Like, same. As long as that is why. Going back to what you mentioned earlier, the Silver Border project, I am quite excited for that because I don't know how much you know about that, but they're like, do you know anything about that? Good. I thought Silver Border, like, just Okay, so they're splitting silver border cards into like 3 categories where they're fine, they're fun, or they're broken.
Okay.
So there's going to be like a 3-tier system where there's cards that are fine and not broken and not like overpowered. There's cards that are funny, a bit stronger, maybe a bit goofy, do weird things, but are, playable.
Yeah.
And then there's going to be cards that are just like, nah.
I don't mind the cards that are like, like that could basically just be read as magic cards, especially like the older silver border. A lot of them basically just are magic mechanics now. I don't mind the ones also that are like, I'm wearing a hat, therefore I get like what? That's fine. It's the ones that are like, get up from your table and interrupt someone else's game, get absolutely fucked. Like someone else has to. Like if you're putting onus on someone else to do something silly, I'm not the biggest fan of that. And if you're disrupting others around you, I'm not cool with that either.
I'm pretty sure they'd put those in the last tier, but I do like the fact that they're going to at least like make an official, like a tier list of.
It's like another thing for people to keep an eye on, I guess.
It isn't though, because it's going to be the person whose deck it is who has to explain it, and I think it'll be fine. I'm excited for it anyway. Should we move on? Because I think we covered that quite well.
Yeah, we shall move on.
We're storming through this.
Yeah, we're doing quite well. We'll
Have
move
you
on
got the
to
old
Upkeep.
notes? Because I think we might need some more stuff.
I deleted them.
We can just.
I can bring up
just
something.
ad-lib for a bit.
Yeah, I can bring up. So I've got stuff we can bring up. It's fine.
Yeah.
Upkeep.
Duskmourn came out.
Duskmourn came out and it was immediately overshadowed by fucking 4 cards being banned in Commander.
I'm just going to scream from the rooftops about Duskmourn until the bans go away.
Yeah,
because I love this set. It's great.
What did you get? Everything that you were Christmas wishing for, or like?
Did I get any? No. Did I get any of the cards I wanted? No, I didn't. There were 3 cards that I wanted. I didn't pull a single one. It's kind of sad. I wanted the little puppet man Marvin. I wanted the balloon man. Don't.
I got Marvin.
And I wanted the the blue unblockable thing. Because I need a bunch of them.
Oh, I've got one of those as well.
God damn it. Anyway, I got a promo Meathook Massacre too, which I was really proud of. That was in my pre-release kit.
Nice.
And in the same pre-release kit, I got a special guest Sacrifice, which I'm also very chuffed with.
That's good. That's nice.
Really nice. I got a Head Shredder. I got a Kona. I got a foil Alt-Art Chainsaw, which is pretty nice, I got to admit. I didn't get many of the TV frame cards I just got a booster box.
I actually think the TV frame cards were quite rare because I didn't get that many either. So I had a collector box and a bundle. My bundle was hot trash, but my collector box was a lot better.
I got the blue, the room that is a Panharmonicon and
I got a couple
copy.
Of those.
I got a foil of that, which was quite nice. Blue ley line as well, which is nice. I got so many of the black ley line. I was so gutted that I was drawing that because it's an old one, isn't it? It's a reprint.
Yeah, it's Void, right?
Yeah. I got a few Twitching Dolls, which is my favorite card in the set. Got a double exposure Nashi and Nico, and the what's it called? The Mind Shredder, Mind Skinner.
Yeah. And that's the one you're building, right?
I don't think I'm gonna actually.
You do? Okay.
No, I got a in my promo pack. I got a Regal Bunnycorn, which I was quite proud of.
How?
The pre-release. There's always a random. There's a slot at the back of the promo pack.
Yes. Sorry, I thought you meant like in your seal deck. I was like, that's not right.
I got a Demonic Council as well that I'm on the fence about. It's the.
Oh yeah,
Chew for a demon. But if you've got Delirium, chew for anything.
Watsy, this is a full request. Please stop putting the fucking Commander face cards in packs. It is so annoying.
Yeah,
because you're like, oh, what's this? And then you're like, oh, it's the thing that I've already ordered. Like, I get that you're trying to flood the fucking market with them, but most if people want those cards, they'll buy fucking pre-con.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How many of those did you get, by the way? Because I would like Zimone if you've got a spell. But we can take this offline.
Yeah, I don't know if I got a Zimone. I might have a Zimone. I have to look around, look at my stash. I did okay. I got a couple Pokemon cards.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
Got the dog.
Oh, wait, that isn't the one I want.
No, it's the red one. I want the green one. I got the full art green, but not the Pokemon version.
No, not the green one. The green one is Cryptolith, right? Isn't it?
Yes.
I think it might be the blue one I'm after.
The blue one is. I think it's if they do combat damage, they draw.
Yeah. Reconnaissance mission.
Yeah. I've got all of them in some form or another, I think. I got a Marvin, some foil.
Oh, I love him.
I've got 2 Marvins. I also got your Hall Creeper.
Oh, yeah, that's the one I want.
This is deceptively bad in limited, I think.
Really?
Yeah, I've been drafting. We'll talk about it more in a minute. But I've been drafting some Dustmourne Arena, and every time I've taken this, I've not been happy with it.
Really?
Well, yeah, because you want to put the counters on it first. 'Cause you're like, protects it from a lot of the like burn removal, the ping removal.
Yeah, I guess in a limited environment.
Yeah,
I can see that.
and then like a lot of the cards you tend to copy aren't great, so you need something else on board. So it's basically hit, gets big, hits, draw a card, and then hits Magical Christmas Land becomes maybe your best thing. But I just don't think it is as cracked in limited as people make it out. But it is good.
I'm excited for it in Commander. That's what I'm saying.
Of the Overlord or the Hauntwoods.
So jealous.
And then one is
a single one of them.
Japanese oil, which is nice. Yeah, I did okay. Like there's stuff I like. I think like it's one of those sets where the land cycle's fine. It's not particularly exciting. Or the rare land cycle, sorry, is fine. I think like some of the legends are good. Some of them are a bit like very heavy on the mechanics of the set. I think the Overlord, the Overlords that aren't green feel weak. That might be me.
Blue one's pretty good.
What one's the blue one? That's the
draw 2, discard 1.
That one's okay. Yeah, it's okay.
I like that.
But yeah, I'm not sure on rooms yet, but we'll see.
I'm enjoying rooms.
Rooms are weird and limited because you just feel like you're behind when you play them. You're just like, play this dumb enchantment. Hope you don't play a creature. So yeah, I've opened them. I'm like Insidious Fungus. I'm like incredibly high on. I don't know why. Even just for Commander, I think the 1/2 that has the Canker Bloom destroy enchantment artifact, but also like draw a card and then put a land on. Put a land on.
It's a bit of a Sakura Tribelted.
Yeah, I think it could be interesting. I think the thing that keeps it tapped is the thing that keeps it kind of in check is the two mana to sack it. But
I was thinking about putting that in my fungus deck, but Canker Bloom has the proliferate, which I really need in that deck. So it's like, Meathook Massacre 2 is really good in limited also. That won most of my games.
I mean, yeah, that will get you there.
That's
I like
so impressive.
The what's it called? The Slaughter Zombie guy.
I didn't get that. The one that's Death Touch and lose half life. Yeah.
I've got a couple of them. So he's Death Touch. He's like a 3/2 or a 2/3. Death Toucher. If he hits, they lose half their life rounded up. And if he dies and he hasn't got counters on him, he comes back with like 2 stun counters on him. So they have to kill him twice. It's a really cool like story.
I think I need one of those for a deck.
Yeah, I've got a couple. People shit themselves in limited when you play that because they're just like, they just stop playing anything. It's like getting in the way of it. It's really funny. Cool. Yeah, Upkeep.
Oh, hang on. One thing I dislike about it though is that there's dumb lands in the land slot. Give us basics in every pack. Stop putting
what dumb lands are in
it's those 13 life ones. They're for limited. I know.
Limited,
but Dan Mumford lands.
Yeah, the Dan Mumford land count was quite low. Although I think there's 20 of each. No, there's 5 of each in the Nightmare bundles.
Yeah,
I think so. That's probably your best way of getting them outside, because I think even collect boosters it's 1, and then play boosters it's 1 of the Dan Mumford lands or the 13 lifelines.
Or a normal basic.
Or a normal basic, yeah. Fuck, yeah, okay. Yeah, so play boosters definitely on the way to get those.
Yeah.
And in the bundles, it's 5 and 5. So you get 5 foil, 5 normal. Normal upkeep.
Yeah.
I finished Shao Yun. Haven't played it yet. Enjoying it though. Like, enjoyed the build of it. I think it looks really interesting. We'll probably try and get some games. It feels low powered ish, but I'm a really, really bad benchmark for thinking things are low powered when they're not.
We can. We'll get a game in Friday with that. If you want.
Yeah, I think I might bring it anyway. If I'm gonna, we'll talk about CommandFest in a bit, but that might be one that I bring, but we'll see. I've been playing a bunch of Arena. I don't know why. I think it's because I typically jump between TFT and Arena. And TFT, whilst this set is good and the meta's fun-ish, it's a bit iffy at the moment. I've completed the seasonal battle pass, so there's no reason for me to be playing beyond rank, and then rank doesn't really get you anything past gold, which I'm in currently. So
hey, Adam.
Yeah.
There is one reason to play. It's fun, my friend.
Yeah, it is fun, but also the games last 50 minutes. So
no, I'm the same. If I'm not getting anything out of a game, I don't play it anymore.
Yeah,
it's like give me a battle pass, give me something to grind on, give me little trinkets and rewards.
Yeah, it's not miserable. It's just like the games take 50 minutes, and I'm not trying to play that game competitively. I'm usually playing it for fun. I'm usually playing it just for like the power fantasy of like unlocking all these traits and stuff, and it's not happening right now. So jumping back over to Arena. I think the best way to play Arena is to.
Can you tell me, please? Because every time I try, I get so pissed off.
I think it's to have a collection where you have 1 or 2 decks that you really enjoy playing on, like Explorer, or a format where, you know, the card pool is to your taste. So I was enjoying Magic Standard or Magic Constructed the most during Return to Ravnica block. And that's where that format starts. So all those cards are available, and typically, actually, I think some of the most powerful stuff is the cards from, you know, Ravnica, Feros, Khans, like those kind of seem to be like a lot of things that I'm seeing is that nostalgia. And then don't put any money into it. But once you have those 2 decks, just grind out like games, and then you'll get your free packs.
I regret buying into like standard.
Yeah,
because now those decks I've got are like so out of.
Yeah, like I'm not interested. I haven't bought a battle pass. I haven't bought the Arena battle pass since maybe even like Baldur's Gate. I think might have been the last one, or the one before that. And I wasn't going to buy the Bloomburrow one, and I'm not even going to buy the Duskmourn one. I'll just, you know, play the decks that I'm playing in Explorer. Currently, Mono Black Devotion, which is bad. Really fucking struggles against Mono Red Aggro, which is probably one of the better decks in the format. But it's pretty good against everything else. Because this is a format where I get to play Liliana the Veil, which is really fun for me. No one else. Legitimately, just like watching, like, obviously you're not playing with like someone across the table, but you can feel them like realizing they're Lily locked, and like they'll just like put their mouse cursor over Lily, and then just wait, and then they'll just like, you know, it'll be like thinking, and then they'll start roping and stuff. So that's been fun, kinda. But it's like the mono red matchup is tough. It's really, really fucking hard. There's ways around it. You have to get like a nut draw, and you kind of have to hope they, you know, run out of gas. And then I've been playing Green White Angels as well. Going one side the fucking other. That deck is just hilarious because you just go brr, and you just start cocoing out like angels, and then making angel tokens with Splendid Angel and other things like that. So that's been fun. And then just like limited games when I have enough coins because I've done enough quests. Like, I think it's just the way to do it, and just do it casually.
Yeah, I need to look into another format because every time I go on, I try with the decks they give you. You either get really lucky or you just get stomped.
Yeah, the decks they give you are never that great. Brawl's also fun-ish, like if you can make a couple decks, but the problem is once you get bored of your Brawl deck, it's a massive investment of wild cards or what have you to make something else.
I think my Brawl decks are all out of rotation now as well. I got an IV.
You can
and
do
I've got
historic or timeless Brawl.
Okay. Yeah, maybe I'll give that a go.
Yeah, so I'm doing that. And then I've been looking at building Kona. But I'm tempted to look at Kona putting her into a CDH shell.
Be a lot cheaper now.
Be a lot fucking cheaper now. I literally messaged you. I was like, I'm going to have to proxy Draw Lotus. I'm going to have to proxy like all these fucking cards. Yeah, at least takes off 70 quid or how much Draw Lotus was getting up there. Yeah, so Kona's interesting in that I feel like I don't think you can play Kona casually because to do it properly, you need to cheat in Portal to Phyrexia.
Yeah.
And I think if you do that in a casual table and you're just locking people out, like even turn 2, 3, if you've got a good hand, like...
Yeah, I've done that with Malcolm and people hate it.
Yeah, so I kind of think if I'm going to do it, like put it into a shell where I don't mind being the villain because that's the point and that's the agreement that we have. So... yeah, I think I'm going to build Kona. I've got a lot of the stuff that I already need. It's already kind of like it's big green dumb idiot, so it's my jam anyway. So it's all the stuff that I own. But I'm looking for like the idea of just like here is a Paul Tefrexia, here is a Nyx Blue Merchant, here is I actually need proactive like get this out of the way like Terrestodon and stuff like that. I think it could be quite fun. So that's what I'm looking at doing. I already came up with a list, and then I saw Dylan from Play to Win made a list, and it was very similar. So I'm actually quite happy that even like first try, without looking at other people's lists or EDH Rec, it's like, I would say 85-90% of the way there.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. Really, really cool. But that's me. How about you?
So I've got a little bit of old news that I forgot last episode. I was in the loft at my mom's house and I found a very old Tesco bag, which I opened and looked into, and I saw a near mint time spiral staring back at me out of the bag, which I very carefully removed and put to one side.
So
and then
hard.
I've got
it's wild that they weren't like damp or anything. Like they were just...
That loft is so warm. It's the warmest place I've ever been in my life. It's there's so much insulation in there. It's unreal.
It is the two settings of British lofts, which is either damp and swampy or just tropical hot,
like a
desert.
sauna. It is.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. In the box was also my Portal Second Age starter kit box with basically the childhood cards that I thought I'd lost. I found a few in the wardrobe in my bedroom. And I thought that's all I had left. I thought I'd given them away or traded them or sold them or something. So yeah, it's a lot of Portal Second Age cards, a lot of Urza's block I was in at the time. I don't think the Time Spiral's Urza block. I can't remember what that says. It says a Saga. Yeah. Okay, yeah. There's a Saga. I also had Portal Second Age. I got a Norwood Priestess, which was pretty spicy. Really nice condition. Way back, so in school, I had a mono red Goblins deck, and I remember I was at Game Station, and I saw a one of the World Champion decks. It was the Sly. I've got it open here. It's Ben Rubin's deck, and it was red, and I was like, "Oh hell yeah, I'll buy that." Not knowing the backs were different of the cards.
Yep.
I still played it. We played unsleeved, and I still played a bunch of those cards in my deck, but we were like 12, so we didn't care.
Yeah. You probably not playing properly anyway, right? Right.
Yeah. We didn't know the rules. We made it up. So yeah, in that there was Final Fortune, pretty cool, and a full play set of Wastelands. So that was pretty nice to get. But yeah, it was mostly just nice seeing all my old cards again. Just foil Submerge.
Nice.
Which it's a bad card. Well, it's not a bad card.
No, it's not.
It's a cheap card, but the foil is worth like 80 quid because it's so old, and it was so crispy. It's so nice because it was blue. I didn't like blue back then. So I would have got it, just be like, thrown it in a box and never touched it again. Same with the Time Spiral. That's why it was in such good condition. Because I didn't like blue sucked. I was like, hell, it's just flying things. What the hell? Why would I want to discard cards?
Yeah, old foils just hit different.
It's so nice.
I don't think, even though they do like the retro frames and they do a little star on them, I don't think they hit the same. Like their foiling process is just.
It's this Submerge is so pretty.
I think like it's just like the rainbow on them. It's all never seems to dull. They never seem to warp too much. Like,
no warping on this Submerge.
Yeah, I think I had a couple of like old foils when I was playing Legacy, Legacy Merfolk because I'm bad. And like they always look great.
There's a couple of foil forests as well, and the old border foil lands are just so
they
nice.
portal lands or they just
they're Urza's.
The Urza's lands are nice though. Like,
I was really hoping for some islands, but because the Urza's islands are
yeah, the Urza's basics like look really nice. It's just no one talks about them because that's the same. Well, Urza Saga was the same set as Slayer Academy and Gaia's Cradle, so everyone's just like
none of those sadly. Wait, there was a Mystical Tutor as well. Like which I did play because it is a bit beat up, but I've put that in a deck and like counterspell and stuff. Yeah. But I'm playing them in my decks because it's my childhood card, so it's really cool.
Yeah,
and I actually found a nicer condition Raging Goblin, which was always my favorite card as a kid. I loved Raging Goblin.
Yeah,
it's the 1-mana haste 1/1. Can't be it.
I don't. I mean, I started playing in 2013, so I will never have that story of like finding these old ass cards. And then when I got out at Origins, ironic time to stop playing Magic. I think I got rid of everything but some of Lord Winggrace and some other bits. Like I think I had like a sealed box, or like a box of cards from a sealed event that was somewhere. So I discovered those during COVID, and I was like, "Oh, this is cool." I still got these, but yeah, like I don't think I'll ever have that because I was a Pokemon kid. I wasn't a Magic kid, and all those cards got thrown away. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so
my Pokemon cards are gone.
There's a moth in here, like Duskmorn.
Valgavoth. Speaking of Valgavoth,
it's huge.
I have done. I saw it as the camera. Then that was crazy.
There we go.
You got it.
Yeah, I got it.
I've upgraded. I've upgraded Valgavoth. No moss were harmed in the making of this podcast. But I've upgraded it with a bunch of jank. So, and I'm hoping I can get a video out on that because I've started doing YouTube.
This is me just slamming a deck box into this moth. Sorry.
He isn't. The moth lived. He went to the farm. He went to the farm shop to get some monster.
Fuck you, Valgavoth.
So I basically bought a bunch of jank and jammed it into Valgavoth, and it kind of works. And I'm taking it to CommandFest. So that'll be fun.
Yeah, I got all 4 precons. Sorry, I should have said during my upkeep. I'm just hijacking yours.
No, that's fine.
I haven't opened them yet. They're here.
Yeah, the Golgari one is so much fun. I need to tweak it a little bit, but the other two, the Simic one I've ripped apart and thrown in Cadena, and the 3-color one, I don't know if I'm ever going to really touch it. But
how Vorthos are you?
I still don't know what those words mean, and I'm too afraid to ask.
Okay, so just like lore, like how is magic lore? Are you?
Nah, I'm not really into it.
Right. So I'm not really. I do like to keep an idea of what's going on because I like the world building a lot of the time, and I think like it's interesting that when mechanics tie into world building, or like how are they going to do like the color pairs for like this world or what have you.
My problem with the lore is the characters I love are like minor characters that don't get much play. So
that's fair. So I mainly followed a lot of like the March Machine stuff because I wanted to find out if Garrett was going to die. That was literally it, right? I was just like, is my boy okay? That's all I cared about. And I was just watching, and I was just like, I'd scroll through the daily stories to be like Control F, Garrick.
I did follow Marching Machines because it was like a big thing, wasn't it? So
I think
that's
it's like
the last
also,
story I've paid attention to.
And then Bloomburrow, I was like, it's fine. I kind of just like scrolled through some of it and I was like, yeah, that's fine. And then for Duskmourn, I hadn't really followed much of the story. The Planeswalkers that are being involved, I'm not really that in tune with. Apart from, not Planeswalkers, sorry, Open Walkers. Although Kato is still a Planeswalker.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I thought he was Disparked. And I just assumed that, like, what's his face? Tyvar was just going to die because he's the jock archetype in the story. So I was like, oh, he's dead. And
who did die? Did anyone die? No, who did die?
So
I haven't followed the story.
Okay. I briefly did. I'll tell you why in a second. So, do you know the marketing was like, Winter is there to help them?
Oh, did Winter?
I was like, kind of. So, and then Winter's got like 2 cards, which means like, you know, he's a pretty vocal part of the set. Mm-hmm. And then there are like cards with like Winter like helping the Wanderer and Nico and stuff like this. So I was like, okay, cool. And then there's a card, I can't remember it. It's like a red card. It's called like something Betrayal. And it's like Winter handing over Nico and the Wanderer to the cult. And I was like, what the fuck? And then I went back and like literally just found like a summary article. And basically, Winter was in Duskmourn with another survivor who was his friend. They couldn't get out. And then Valgamoth was like, yo, if you sacrifice 4 people, I'll let you leave.
Okay.
And then Winter's like, bet. Gets his friend killed, and then is just walking around Duskmourn finding people who will code and get killed, will get sacrificed to Valgamoth. And it ends up potentially being Nico, Nashi, and the Wanderer.
Right.
And then Valgamoth is like, cool, these are my 3 sacrifices. Thank you. Here is a door to another plane. You may leave now. And Valgamoth opens up a door to Innistrad. And Winter is about to go through this door to Innistrad. And then the dumb bitch trips over, falls over, and then Nico puts him in a shard and then feeds him to Valgamoth.
So Winter nearly got to live out his goth fantasies on Innistrad.
But he doesn't know Innistrad's bad. So the joke is that, so it was Valgamoth doing a monkey's paw thing, basically, right. Which is, oh, you get to leave. You also get to leave to a place that is worse than Duskmourn, potentially.
Innistrad's really cool, though.
Yeah, for us, but not for the people that live on it.
He's a goth. He would love it.
Not for the Denzians of Innistrad.
He would love it. He's a goth.
There are 2 Denzians of Innistrad that have a good time, and those are the ones making zombies.
The goths.
So the story implication now is Valgamoth is still alive.
Cool. Okay.
Winter's dead.
Winter's dead.
And also a fucking right bastard. So Valgamoth not only knows that Innistrad exists, can get things, can open up doors and potentially even leave Duskmourn to get on Innistrad.
Well, I pay attention to the first story. He can open doors to other places, right? Isn't that? Because that's how they get there. They find a door that leads to... So potentially he could open doors to multiple places.
Yes. He's effectively like an open path. Yeah. Also, if I'm wrong, you can say in the comments. Barely read as much. I just wanted like, why is Winter betraying them?
Isn't he he is the plane though, right? So he's like,
no,
I'm sure is he not?
No,
he's the house.
He's part of the house.
He's a moth.
There's a girl.
Explain it to me like I'm 5.
Yeah, there is a girl who has made a pact with Valgamoth, who is the one making the runes.
Right. Okay.
Who?
Is that the 5-color card?
Might be. It's Simone finds. I think it's the girl on the card, on the demonic council card with the wings. Basically, she's bullied and then manifests horror shit. And then Valgamoth's like, no one will bully you anymore. I'll look after you. But you have to trap people. Blah, blah, blah.
Horror movie trope.
Horror tropes everywhere. Anyway, I just love the fact that Winter nearly had his fucking dream, but then tripped over and then got put into a shard and then eaten by a giant moth. Anyway, Valgamoth can open up, knows Innistrad exists, has mentioned Eldrazi on the moon because Emrakul is still the moon.
Yeah.
Which also has connections to Tamio and Nashi. So yeah, I don't know. I think the Omen Path stuff is just really messy still. I kind of liked it where it was like, this is the plane, and then the Planeswalkers are like superheroes who show up and solve a problem, or villains who show up and cause a problem.
I didn't mind like Ravnica being the central hub, but now they're like, oh, now this guy can do this as well.
Yeah.
You know, like,
I think it's too, like, there's not enough, like, the restriction was always nice. But also, so you won't like this. I like this. This is the other story thing, actually. Sorry. Jace, Vraska, and Loot were on Duskmourn.
Right.
Valgrivoth has Loot. He steals Loot.
Oh, I don't really care about Loot anymore.
Okay, fine. Loot, So I think Loot, we know who we joked that Loot might be
a big monster.
Emrakul.
Oh, right, okay.
You predicted Loot might be Emrakul.
Oh, did I?
A way to unlock Emrakul.
Yeah, I am the king of the Vorthos.
I can't remember. Yeah, you basically said like Emrakul's in his tail or something.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so Jace somehow stumbles into Kaito because they're all going around this huge maze, right? They're just bumping into people and survivors and stuff.
Right.
Jace betrays Kaito effectively immediately. And then Kaito is like stuck being eaten by like floorboards or something, and then planeswalks away. But then he can't planeswalk back in.
Right.
And then Niv Mizzet is like, it's the house. The house won't let you back in now. It doesn't want you in. When they did
the Netflix show, they need to get you to do the voice of Niv Mizzet.
It's the house. Yeah, he basically planeswalks back to Ravnica, visits Niv Mizzet and someone else. I can't remember. But yeah, it's very strange. But also, like, so now planeswalking is effectively instant teleportation it's effectively like instant open path walking. So it's like effectively, they just nerfed some characters, but not all of them. But I don't know what happens with Vraska. I don't know if she's just wandering around Duskmourn as well. So yeah, it's a bit of a weird one. But I feel like the story wasn't. I feel like the story of the last 3 blocks set hasn't actually been like.
It's been filler episodes, hasn't it? Really?
Yeah, it feels like it. It feels like, because there's like the whole thing of Rouse chasing Jace, because Rouse a cop kinda now, piece of shit, ACAB.
Well, isn't he Jace's son? Wait,
is he? No.
Oh no, he's Oko's son. So who's Oko's son?
No, Oko's son is the.
See, this is how little I pay attention. All I know is
Oko's son is the guy that has had a card in like most sets that isn't Duskmourn. So he had a card in Woe. He had a card in.
Oh yeah, Kellen.
Kellen. That's Oko's son.
I don't pay that much attention. Okay. So confusing.
It is confusing, and it's just I think they're trying to. There's instances where they're trying to be very clever and they're trying to interweave like all these different kind of like characters, and it's like, oh, they were doing this over here, now they're doing this over here. I think there's just too much of like, there's too much coincidence happening of like why these people all need to be on this plane at the same time.
Yeah.
Whereas before, with the planeswalkers being effectively superheroes, which is like there is a crisis. It was effectively Crisis of Infinite Earths every block, right? Which is like Xenagos is fucking up the Pantheon. How do we stop this? Mm-hmm. We all go to Theros and we figure, or some of us go to Theros and figure this out.
I don't hate the setup towards Innistrad. I think no, you've told me about that. I think that is kind of cool. Like
I do think this ends with something Emrakul related, like Eldrazi related. Yay! My favorite.
It's not going to be this year though, is it? Because we've got
no.
Although there's something at the end of the year. It's another return. It's an old plane.
It's Tarkir, isn't it?
Tarkir, yeah.
That's end next year, right?
Is it? Yes. Sorry. I'm talking about next year.
Yeah. But I think that's going to have ties to Dragonstorms. And
carry on. All I'm excited about is that we're getting the road race one and we're getting the space one. I am so hyped.
So my Vorthos knowledge is so fucking patchy. So do you know much about the Khan's Tarkir? You don't know anything about the Khan's Tarkir story? Okay.
Nah. It's all right, don't worry. This isn't the time or the place.
There weren't dragons. Sarkhan does stuff to Ugin's grave.
Right.
And then Fate Reforged happens, and now there are dragons again.
Okay. Is this before or after the timeline reset?
What timeline reset?
As it did some, I don't know.
This was modernish. Yeah, this is pretty modernish. But basically, the reason why dragons stopped, dragons are effectively in Tarkir, like born during like storms. It's like energy and stuff, and yeah, it's weird. I'm not fully clear on it. And basically, Ugin was the one who would start dragon storms. And then so Ugin's dead, no dragons. Ugin's back, there are dragons. So I think dragon storms had some sort of issue, caused some sort of issue in Bloomburrow because the dragon hawk with the 4 wings. That's how Mardu dragons look like. So that's everyone was connecting. Like,
that was a dragon that flew into Bloomburrow and turned into
and was a calamity beast. Yeah. So there are interesting ramifications, which is what happens when these dragons who are pure chaos, all of them pure chaos, they're all like chaotic evil, effectively. Even like Draco, the green white one, I can never remember the name. They're not good. What happens when they can just walk into a plane by accident? So I do wonder if this. I'm wondering if this ends up with Valgrifoth or some other idiot bad guy releases Emrakul. Yeah. And then it's Innistrad and it's dragons and it's like old gothic, like medieval fucking battle against Tentacle God. Which would be interesting. Anyway.
Or Spider-Man swings in with Captain America and then they punch Emrakul in the face.
Marvel previews start next week.
Hell
good segue. That was our Vorthos check. We'll never do that again because I don't know enough. But that's probably why it's worth, like, we're invested players, and the story should not. I don't think the story has to be at the forefront, but the story should be like more pushed. And just putting like read the story on cards is not the way of doing it. I think there are better ways of disseminating it on social media that they just don't do.
Yeah,
So
just to end my upkeep, I also opened the Baldur's Gate Secret Lair, and I got Zorn bonus card, and I got the Minskin Boo, which I'm very chuffed with. I'm sorry,
it could have been me.
Could have been you.
It could have been me.
I'm so sorry. I almost sold that for a Jeweled Lotus though, so I'm glad I didn't.
Dodged a bullet.
Yeah, I might build that. Don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. Cool.
Be fun.
Zorn's nice. Zorn needs a fucking reprint.
Zorn's gone straight to Mist House.
Yeah.
But yeah, Minskin Boo. Very tempted.
Cool. If you couldn't tell by the Vorthos rant for like 15 minutes, we haven't got too much else to talk about. Oh, wait, shit. We've got joint upkeep. Fuck, sorry. We played like 3 games together. Holy shit.
Yeah.
So last week, me and Tom played with Kristen and Tristan. We played 1 game or 2 games. 2
games. We did a fast one at the end. Yeah. You died really quickly and you went to play with
I did, yeah. That was really fun. We played game 1. I played Calamax. You played...
I can't remember what I played. It's been so long. It's been a week.
You played...
What did I play, Adam?
Fuck.
It wasn't Cadena. What was
it?
No,
it was Cadena. Well, it was Cadena.
Was it Cadena? I don't remember.
I think you played Cadena.
Yeah.
Yeah. Calamax, I haven't played in a while. It's really fun, but it's not as fun when you're just like really fucking gun shy to play Calamax. So I never really got going.
Mm-hmm. I got some morphs down.
Yeah, I don't think I did that much, but it's fine.
We died to Dockside, didn't we? I believe.
Did we die? No, we died to Hallowed. What's it face? I'm so good at cards and the story of the cards that comes with them. The Hallowed Keeper, 1 white something spirit. When it dies, you make spirits equal to its power. Well, yes. No, you make spirits equal to the number of cards in your graveyard or something. I can't remember.
Like that. Some white thing.
Do you know what, dude? I can look it up because I'm just gonna.
And then after that, we played another game, really quick one, where I played Calamity, which I was so close to winning.
Hallowed Spirit Keeper.
There we go. That's what killed us.
1 white for 3/2 avatar with vigilance. When Hallowed Spirit Keeper dies, create X 1/1 white spirit creature tokens with flying, where X is the number of creature cards in your graveyard. Makes disgusting loops, basically.
Second game though was Calamity, which is fun. We played fast and loose. What did you play in that one? You didn't play.
I played Karam.
Yeah,
I played the Undertaker.
Yeah,
and I mulched. I got 4 lands. I was like, oh fuck, it's going to be that kind of game. And then drew a demand answers or like a discard draw with a Lord of Extinction in my hand. Immediately made Karama 25 or whatever he is, 24-5, and then died. And then was like, cool, I'm gonna go play Overwatch. Bye. So I was basically dead on turn 4, turn 5. Very quick for me.
I was 1 turn away from winning in that game. Which is a recurring that's a recurring theme for me at the moment. I seem to always be 1 turn away from winning, which is very annoying.
And then yesterday we were on the War Room stream with Chris and Amy. VOD will be up on Twitch. You can go, I think it's War Room Mediator on Twitch.
Yes, I think so.
Terrible friend. Game 1 I played Karam again because I didn't really 4 turns with Karam. It's not really playing with Karam. Karam is silly. I accidentally I burnt Tom for 31 by making Karam 2020 again and soul firing and then fudding you with a.
This is why I'm worried about you saying Xiaojun is mid power.
I would say Karam is high power just because it's like you're filling your graveyard with huge dudes and then throwing them at people.
It's easy to abuse.
Yeah, like graveyard stuff is.
I played Kibo and I didn't do. I did a little bit. I gave people now on this.
Yeah,
I was just an enabler really for that game. That was my plan. So.
Yeah, I think it was fine. I think it was one of those games where it's just like I was a lot of the time like I can kill one person, but that puts me on the back foot and I'm just going to get hit. Mm-hmm. So a lot of it was like just buying my time, and it just got to the situation where I was like, okay, I can kill you and I can kill Chris, and then like Amy is probably going to kill me because she has guys or flyers, and there's no way of me getting through that. So it was a fun game. Karam's cool. I really like. I don't think I need to tweak him that much. There's probably like better draw options that I have. Mm-hmm. I need to look at, but otherwise fine. And then game 2, played a really quick game 2. I played Ohir Axonal. Deck is dumb.
First game I was 1 turn away from winning.
Yes. I did Ohir Axonal. I mean, the game 2 you were pretty close.
I was a turn away from winning.
Yeah.
Like literally the next turn I would have drawn my infinite.
We were trying to play a fast game, so Chris was playing Jeskai and Narset extra turns. Amy was playing White Cat Lady. You put equipment on her.
Balan.
Balan
Wonderland.
Yeah. Which is every time I play against someone playing that deck, it's just they win out of nowhere. So
wild.
I was like, okay, how do I do this? I was playing red Ohir Axonal, pingers, make all my pings 4, or in this game, make all my pings 7, which will get you and red ley line.
A lot of redness.
Yeah, it was just doing work, meaning all my spells coming in doing 7, and then the pingers were doing 7, and I managed to kind of clear up quite quickly. I don't think I ever need to tweak that deck. I think that deck suits its purpose, which is just get the game over.
Yeah,
like it's just that deck. Like, I think people fall into the trap of let's play a second game, and then the second game goes on for an hour and a half, 2 hours. Yeah, where it's like, the second game should be, we finished up half hour, 45 minutes quicker than we thought we were going to. Like, and we can get another game in. Let's make it a half hour to 45 minute game.
Yeah, that's why I picked Stella, because that is that deck is one I've been debating making a CDH deck, and now it's even easier for me to make it a CDH deck because I don't need Darkside or Mana Crypt or Jeweled Lotus. So, maybe that will make the. I've been talking to Snowden about CDH a bit, because this is also a bit of news. I made a token, blue enchantment trigger token for her that she took to the CDH tournament, and it was nice seeing a lot of photos of it. People using it. I was like, how are they going to use this? And I was like, okay, the stacks are wild and full of weird triggers. So yeah.
Well, wait, what did I play game? When did I Mystic Remora? That game when I played Mystic Remora. When was that? Oh, it was Calamax. That was the Calamax game. Yeah, okay. Talking about Bluefish. Yeah, I Mystic Remora'd, and that drew me like 15 cards, and I still didn't win.
Yeah, it really did. That was kind of wild.
Yeah. Tell you what, getting Farewelled and then just Noxious reviving your... No, not getting Farewelled, getting all your enchantments blown up and then just Noxious reviving your Mystic Remora after a Farewell. Pretty good. So I was also looking at a new red ley line, being like, do I put this in over here? I don't. It's not good.
We should start moving to the end of
I think so. We managed to vamp for half an hour on the Mothman and opening up portals to Tentacly Moonworld. Sorry, so my show notes are all out of whack now, so I need to
Sicko Zone.
Sicko Zone. Cool. We are moving over to the Sicko Zone Hall of Fame. I need to move over fucking everything again.
Now, I'm really excited for this one because you said it's a me card.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I
might know it.
I've set you'll know it. I've just set myself up to fail big time.
Well, you never know. Might be a personal favorite.
So, next episode. So you said we were going to do this last episode. Next episode, we're going to rearrange and reorder some of the Sicko Zone Hall of Fame, which will be a fun time.
Exciting stuff.
Very exciting. It is my pick this week. I am bringing forward Chains of Mephistopheles.
This is a classic.
Yeah, it also costs like $1,000.
This is the card that has a flowchart. Have you seen the flowchart?
No. What?
There's a flowchart for this card.
Chain. You can talk about this one.
I'll read it out. It's Chains of Mephistopheles. It's a 1 black enchantment. I'll read the Oracle text first. If a player would draw a card except the first one they draw in each of their draw steps, that player discards a card instead. If the player discards a card this way, they draw a card. If the player doesn't discard a card this way, they mill a card. That's easy enough, right? Let's read the real text. So it's every time a player draws a card, he's gone. Sorry. Every time a player draws a card, that player must first discard a card from his or her hand. If there are no cards in player's hand, take top card from library and place it in the graveyard instead of drawing. This enchantment does not apply to the first card drawn by a player during the draw phase. I don't think that's that complicated.
It reads, I don't know. This is the flow chart.
There we go.
So if a player would draw a card, is it the first card he or she has drawn in his or her draw set? Yes or no? Yes, he or she draws a card. No, does that player have a card in hand? Yes, he or she discards a card and draws a card. No, he or she puts a card in the library. This was the simple flowchart. There is another one, but it doesn't have, the one I was laughing at doesn't have a, I can't click this. I also think this is a lie because it says ad green, which is like, and then I don't suppose I believe it's that. Yeah, I don't think this is totally. I also love just you lose the city's blessing, which can't happen. So I think this is a bit of a joke, but it made me laugh. So yeah, I'm. This is the card where, like, for me, I think this was like suggested in like a deck tech I was watching recently, or an upgrade I was watching recently, and the other host went, "Don't do that." Like, if you know, don't do this, please. And the art's fucking wild as well.
I love the art; it's so good.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where it's just like you read it and you're like, yeah, that makes sense. I could do that, but there's no reason to really do it. Like, oh no. Like, or at least apparently, like, off the jump. Like, if you open this, you read it, you'll be like, okay. But there are things you could do with it that are clearly busted and send you down fucking the 9 stages of Dante's Inferno when you're trying to, like, understand, like, what the fuck it's doing.
Oh, you know what deck? You need that in there.
It's also because it's just created memes, right? Like,
You need that in Quran.
Well, yeah, that's what I was thinking, which it's instant discard fodder, right?
Yeah.
But I just don't know. Yeah, that's just fun. Any card that creates a flowchart should be celebrated, and is just incredible.
The art is so good.
The art is sick as well.
It's incredible.
The art is awesome.
Spray paint that on the side of a van.
Put this next to Indestructible Aura, please. So, we now have the job of adding Chains of Mephistopheles to the Sicko Zone Hall of Fame. It's late.
Is
my
this
throat's going.
All related to the Del Reich, the horror sea? Is this is this the top half? Go.
Yeah.
Pop that open.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so. I also think it's just.
What are you thinking? We don't have to dwell too hard on this because it could be moving this.
That's true. For me, it's probably below Timurian Fiends and above Floral Spasm.
You think so? You think it's that high?
I think this card's fucked up.
It is. Go back.
And I think, like, for me, I'm in love with the when you were like, do you know it has a flowchart? And now that like, because I think before that it's probably like maybe above Anger, baby Anger. But the fact that it has like a flowchart and it's created like all these memes and it's like story of like this card is a piece of shit.
Can you open Timurian Fiends for me? Just refresh my memory.
I can indeed.
Oh yes, it's yeah. It's
got anti and it's got like a bunch of other shit.
Yeah. What is?
Yeah. Oh, this guy.
Yeah, that guy.
This guy.
Bring him back. Well, what's he up to? I need to know.
Yeah.
Make his commander card.
So I think it's
above Floral Spasm.
Probably above Floral Spasm.
I'm happy with that.
I think it's just fucking weird, dude. Yeah. Like,
he's got his chains. He's got the chains of Mephistopheles.
I'm not even going to fucking attempt
Mephistopheles. Mephistopheles, that's it.
I'm not even going to attempt that. So, yeah, I think it's our new number 4.
I'm happy with that.
Cool. Chains of Mephistopheles is our new number 5. This list is getting unwieldy, so I'm only going to read the top 5 cards currently. So number 5 is Chains of Mephistopheles. Number 4 is Timurian Fiends. Number 3 is Amulet of Quoz. Number 2 is Elvish Bard Alliances Art. And number 1 is Camouflage, specifically the 30th anniversary.
Every time I think of the Amulet of Quoz, I laugh. I can't help it.
Because it just looks like a dick and balls. Right.
So good.
Sorry about so good.
Oh man.
Next episode we will be I think we'll do some moving and shaking. I think we'll probably put a limit on it. Maybe it's like we get like 2 or 3 moves each, or 2 and 3 proposed moves. Maybe. So, otherwise, I think we'll be here all fucking day.
Yeah.
Trying to get this list perfect. And then next episode, I don't need to share my screen anymore. I need to get really better at stopping that. Sorry, everyone. Next episode, we'll do a bit of a CommandFest wrap-up report.
Yeah,
because we're both going to be at CommandFest.
It'll be the post-CommandFest episode.
So this episode goes live this Thursday. That makes sense. That's how we do things.
Yep.
And then the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday following this episode going live, myself and Tom will be at CommandFest. This is your chance. Shit. Oh, I don't have it. Have you got the green playmat to hand?
Oh, yeah. I got the stickers.
Okay. This is your chance to win our scuffed AF green playmat. Amazing.
Get these from us at CommandFest. Take a sticker, take a photo, post it on Twitter, tag us,
and then subscribe to us on YouTube. And you can win the Snot Green Scuffed AF Magic Castles playmat. Currently 101, but the longer it stays in Tom's house, the more he falls in love with it. So it might be one of two.
It's been featured in some of my TikToks in the backdrop. So,
and for those listening, if you are at CommandFest and want to get a game in, please do not hesitate. I have resting grumpy face. Can't help it. It is a chronic disease. So nice when you talk to me, I guess. But yeah,
or just find me, whatever.
Yeah, it should be like, can I talk about me and Tom will be around playing jamming games all weekend long. Love to play a game with you. I'm trying to be good and take 7 decks. Tom is taking 10. Probably end up being 12.
No, 10.
Definitely 10.
Definitely 10.
I'm going to try. I might go. I try to take 6. It's been 7 for reasons, which I'll get into another time. And then might be 8, but we'll see.
I think as long as we jam games Friday night and we do some nighttime, some evening games, we'll be good.
Yeah. So last time it was in Twickenham, it shut at 10. It's shutting at 9 days, so it shuts a bit earlier. But I'm not staying there till 9 anyway. I'll probably go get food in the lobby. Hotel lobby, baby.
Hell yeah.
Oh, thank you for watching / listening to the Magic Castles podcast. It's been episode 15. My name is Adam GCB. My co-host,
my name's Tom. I was going to say what percentage of
my co-host's name is Tom. But.
Thanks. I was going to say what percentage of people have. I've got to catch you before you do that thing where you say bye.
I was about to do that.
Yeah, but end it or.
No, I was about to say.
Oh shit!
By the way, did you know?
Sorry, do it again. Start again. Hi,
this is
Tom.
why I don't do intros and outros, Tom. I have no confidence.
I've got to trust. I've got to let the lead off. I've got to loosen it off. And let
that's
you run.
Fair. Did you know only 72% of you? No, that's too high. Only 25% of you are subscribed. Don't know the exact number. You should subscribe. You definitely should. You should leave a comment down below if you're watching on YouTube, and leave us a review on Spotify. Don't just leave 5 stars. Leave 5 stars and a full review. I mean, dropping 5 stars is great. Please do that. Continue to do that. But also leave a review telling me how much of a piece of shit I am. That'd be great.
Correct. Tell us. We need to start thinking of engagement bait at the end. You know, tell us something.
I'd say tell us where you're staying at CommandFest, and then we'll dox yourself.
Tell us what decks you're taking to CommandFest.
That's way better.
Tell us what cards you opened at CommandFest. Tell us your CommandFest stories.
Yeah, actually, tell us your best, weirdest CommandFest stories in the comments below, and then we'll review them next episode. Like I said, my name has been Alan GCB. My co-host has been Tom Overfiend.
Hello. Goodbye.
Thank you for watching the Magic Castle podcast, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye. I nearly just clicked leave rather than stop, so please edit that last second, the fear. And I literally was leave, and it would continue recording, which would be really funny.
Oh my god.